Good morning. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a healthy vegetable soup, something that'll just warm your bones in the winter on one of those cold days. My start is with, I had some chicken stock that I made a couple of days ago when I cooked some chicken for another recipe. And then what I did is I just put that in the fridge to save for today. I added a teaspoon to the stock. I added a teaspoon of vegetable stock, and I just really like the combination. I didn't have to, I could have just used that, but I like the combination of the two. So we're going to use that as our base. I'm using up some vegetables from my freezer that I didn't really have enough to make any other big dish with, so I thought soup's a perfect way to use them up. Nothing gets wasted. So I've got a little bit of Swiss chard left from the garden this summer. I've got that chopped up, previously chopped up and frozen. I've got a little bit of diced zucchini left from the garden this summer. That was frozen also. I've got a tablespoon of minced garlic. I've got 2 measured cups of lentils. I happen to have the green lentils here, and I've already rinsed them in water, so they're good to go. And what I'm going to add to this also is carrots. I've got my carrots peeled for the sake of time. I've got 2 potatoes, and then I've got 1 large onion and 1 small onion, because that's just what I had. And we do like a lot of onion in our food. To this, I'm going to add some basil and a little bit of salt. Now I'm not going to, or sorry, not salt, pepper. I'm not going to add any salt. We can add salt at the table if we want to. That's just kind of how I'm going to go with this one. Now, if you don't happen to have a homemade stock, what you can do is just use any of these bouillon mixes. You can use chicken, you could use beef, or you could use vegetable. And they're great for stuff like this if you don't happen to have anything that you could use. I didn't want to waste this because I wasn't using it in the recipe I was using, so I wanted to make sure I made good use of it for a soup. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to dice up my carrots, my potatoes, and my onions, and then I'm going to heat my broth up here in my Dutch oven. Get that nice and hot, and then I'm going to add my vegetables, and I'm going to let that cook for a couple of hours. Now, one thing I'd really like to point out is that you don't have to use any particular vegetables. Soup is so great that you can use up stuff that you have, that maybe even things you've had in another dinner, like leftover peas or whatever, you could throw those in. It's a great way to use up leftovers and not to have any extra waste. So I'm going to get cracking here with dicing up my vegetables, and I'm going to put my broth on the stove, and then we'll put this soup together. So we've got all our ingredients here in the pot. I'm going to give it a good little stir just to make sure the lentils don't stick to the bottom. And I'm going to let this boil for maybe just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to turn it down to a medium heat and let it cook for a couple hours that way. And then when it's done, we'll give it a taste test and see how it turned out. Hi again. Well, our soup is ready. It smells really, really good. And you can see all that healthy goodness in there. I'm going to give it a taste and I'll let you know how it turned out. That's really good. That's really, really good. You know, for any of you who prefer to have a soup with meat in it, you could always make it with a beef stock or a vegetable stock and throw in some beef, or again you could throw in some chicken. It is really nice. You could actually even throw in some ham, considering you've got lentils in there. Just that combination is always so good. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you did, please hit the like button, and I hope you'll join me again for our next recipe. Thanks very much. Be blessed.